That's what I call an unplugged version of it.
Yeah, really.
May I offer you some champagne?
Please.
While we see a bit of your television work.
Oh, no!
Everybody needs good neighbors with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend.
Guess who's caught the competition bug? Des and Jim. It's old news around here. Mike and Scott have decided to get in on the act as well. I saw Mike on the way over here. He and Scott are going to have a race in your pool at the weekend. 10 laps.
Oh, no one's asked us if they can use the pool.
Don't worry. Scott will be over before too long to tell you all about it and to make sure he's in the good books. He's going to need heaps of practice, though. Mike was the school champion.
Diving champion. Scott's the strongest swimmer any day.
We'll see, won't we?
This whole street's gone competition mad. First Des and Jim and now Scott and Mike.
Yeah.
You know what? We should form a team. Why should the guys have all the fun?
Well, I'm not really a very good swimmer or runner.
There's heaps of other things we could do. There must be something you're good at.
Well, I'm pretty good on roller skates. I won a prize once.
There you go then. I'm good at that too. I'll go on the Robinson side and you can go on Des and Mike's.
Charlene and Joan will be waiting back at Ramsay Street. As soon as you hand them the batons, they'll roller skate to the entrance of the Oval, where Des and I will be waiting. Des and I will do 10 laps of the Oval to finish the race.
Do we get to do a victory lap?
I certainly hope so. Harold will be the judge. He'll count the number of laps, supervise the baton changeover, that sort of thing. But there's one thing to remember, it's supposed to be fun. Win, lose or draw, it's a friendly contest.
Well, I don't think Mrs. Mangle feels that way. In fact, if she wins, I'll never hear the end of it.
Well, we don't have to be enemies when it's all over. But there's no point doing it if we don't really try to win.
Well, you really dug that.
Yes.
You dug that one out.
How do you feel when watching that young Kylie over there? That looks much older than you do look now.
Yeah, look at me squirming. I'm all embarrassed.
That young Charlene character, did you have anything to do with you?
Oh, yeah, probably. She was a rough nut, you know, like really gutsy. And I have never punched anyone. She punched someone.
Yes. But she was enormously popular over in Australia, and this series is all over the world. It's incredible. Why do you think such a soap gets so much success?
I would say for the United Kingdom it was really successful because it was, you know, it showed the sunshine and you know, open space and all the English. You know, well, most of them really like Australia. Simple storylines, simple characters, you know, basic soapy drama. But it was so successful. I remember we were at work, you know, day in, day out. It was very, very grinding work to have to do. And someone came into the green room where we used to wait and said, oh, the show's doing really well in England. And we couldn't understand what they meant. I mean, I thought it would be on maybe in the middle of the day, and you know, some people, like sick kids, would watch it. Like I would see Dynasty as a 12-year-old.
But no, it was really a huge success.
Yeah, kids who were not going to school, and doctor surgeries changed the hours, and it just was amazingly successful.
And how did this success affect your life at the time?
At that time, not so much, because we were still in Australia. Although we heard about the success, it didn't make that much difference to us. We still had to go to the studio and do the show. But then afterwards, when I went to London and started doing promotions, then my life became a lot more hectic, yeah.
Yes. And how was it with your family? Because you're a family woman, you like your brothers, your parents. Was it hard, the separation?
Initially, I think yeah.
If you were my child, I wouldn't leave you like that. Or your brother, or your...
Well, they came to visit me, and, you know, we're close families, so I think that helps. Even though you're not together, I know that... And I would have a hard time in those days and be very stressed, and you know, I was very young and it was difficult, so I knew I could call up my mum and dad and just cry on the phone. You know.
I don't see you crying. Do you cry often? No.
I cry sometimes.
Yes.
I'm a bit of a drama queen.
What makes you cry? Anger or passion? Onions?
Onions, yeah. Not so much anger. I think probably stress is one reason, when you just can't sort things out in your head, and just, you know, being sad.
Years later, I see a photograph of you being introduced to the Queen Mother. Do you remember that?
I've met. No, I've not met the Queen Mother. I met Princess Di and Chuck.
Did you like meeting Princess Di? What do you think?
Well, to be perfectly honest, it was such a fleeting meeting. I mean, I've met them, but I didn't really get much of an impression. You know, it's a lineup like this.
Of course.
And,
what type of Australian are you? Do you like the monarchy, or would you prefer a republic?
I would love to see Australia as a republic.
Yes? You don't think it's not logical anymore to have the Queen as a flag?
They just don't have that much presence there. There's not as much meaning. I can understand for the older generation that it's a difficult change to be able to imagine fighting under that flag and everything. But you know, all of our coins and notes and the flag, that the Queen's linked to them all, and it just...
For your generation, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't have that much meaning.
So sooner or later, it's inevitable that Australia becomes a republic.
I don't know. We have a change of government now, and I don't know that they're so keen on a republic.
Maybe we hear you sing a bit. You were so nice because you said you agreed to sing with our small orchestra. I know you're used to big, enormous bands and fancy producers. But anyway, we're happy enough to hear you sing. What's the name of the song?
Automatic Love,
Automatic
which is
Love.
just an album track from my last album.
Vamos ouvir a Kylie, esta querida, cantar, e uma salva de palmas que ela bem merece.